Imagine a material that begins as milky sap dripping from the flank of an ancient rainforest giant. From the depths of the Amazon to the wheels of our cars, this miraculous substance has shaped human history. It's the story of nature's white gold meeting human ambition. Each day, millions of tires roll, and each of those tires depends on a biological gift from Hevea Brasiliensis. What if the secret to modern mobility lay in the simple chemistry of a C5H8 molecule? Today we embark on a cinematic journey through rubber's transformation, its patient birth within forest bark, its fiery rebirth in industrial furnaces, and its boundless speed on highways and airways. Welcome to the story of the white gold. In the humid hush at dawn, slender blades of light pierce the emerald canopy of the Amazon. Here grows Hevea Brasiliensis, the rubber tree whose bark conceals a milky treasure. Skilled tappers use a razor's precision to slice a shallow channel into the bark, coaxing a steady drip of latex sap. Each drop glistens like liquid silk, carrying thousands of cis-polyisoprene molecules, the very building blocks of rubber. This natural process unfolds patiently, season after season, tree after tree. It is a ritual guided by indigenous wisdom and refined by science, a quiet dialogue between human hands and ancient growth. Within each drop lies a marvel of organic chemistry. The molecule isoprene, with its formula C5H8, arranges itself into long chains of cis-polyisoprene. This configuration gives natural rubber its remarkable elasticity and resilience. Under a microscope, the chains unfurl under tension and then recoil, storing and releasing energy like a perfectly tuned spring. In traditional communities, tappers have observed the material's unique torque for centuries, using it to craft waterproof footwear and bounce balls. Yet only recently have scientists mapped the precise bonding patterns that grant rubber its strength and flexibility. To sustain this gift without harming the tree, tappers follow strict guidelines. Incisions are staggered around the trunk, allowing bark to heal fully between sessions. A single tree can yield latex for decades, provided it is cared for properly. This balance between extraction and conservation speaks to a deeper truth. Rubber's life cycle begins with respect, not exploitation. In regions of Southeast Asia, where Hevea Brasiliensis was introduced in the 19th century, plantations expanded rapidly. Yet evidence of monoculture threats lingers, as vast swaths of land replaced rich biodiversity and displaced native species. By the mid-1800s, rubber's potential ignited global intrigue. British scientists smuggled seeds out of Brazil, planting them in colonial outposts across Asia. This botanical heist transformed an Amazonian marvel into an industrial empire, yet those early laboratories lacked the tools to tame the raw latex. Unpredictable, sticky, and prone to melting in heat or cracking in cold, natural rubber resisted uniform use. It remained a raw curiosity until one man's tireless experiments unlocked its true power. In 1839, American inventor Charles Goodyear stumbled upon a fiery revelation. By mixing raw rubber with sulfur and applying heat, he discovered a process he called vulcanization. The sticky sap transformed into a tough, elastic material that resisted both freezing cold and scorching heat. Vulcanized rubber could stretch, flex, and return to its original shape again and again. Goodyear's breakthrough was met with skepticism and legal battles, but the substance he created soon earned its place as a titan of industry. The magic of vulcanization lies at the molecular level. Sulfur atoms form crosslinks between the long cis-polyisoprene chains, creating a three-dimensional network. These bridges lock the chains in place, preventing them from sliding apart under stress. The result is a material that maintains its elasticity and strength across a wide temperature range. Factories adopted this method swiftly. By the late 19th century, machines hummed with heat and pressure, kneading rubber until it emerged as sheets, pellets, and eventually the first resilient tires. As the Industrial Revolution roared across Europe and North America, rubber became indispensable. Pneumatic tires replaced steel wheels on bicycles, then on cars. Conveyor belts, gaskets, and hoses adopted this newly resilient material. By 1900, rubber factories stood as symbols of modern might. Workers tended massive rollers that flattened, stretched, and vulcanized sheets in precise rhythms. These plants operated around the clock, driven by surging demand. Yet before the century's close, the world would face a new challenge: how to produce enough rubber without destroying the forests that created it. By converting rainforest into monoculture plantations, we solved one crisis only to create another. Vast fields of rubber trees replaced diverse ecosystems. Soil nutrients depleted, wildlife vanished, and vulnerable communities watched their ancestral lands transform into endless green rows. The global appetite for tires soared as automobiles became ubiquitous. Today, the world harvests nearly 14 million tons of natural rubber annually. Behind every car tire lies a silent trade-off between mobility and the fragile balance of our planet's biodiversity. Yet even amid this tension, seeds of change are germinating. Researchers and indigenous communities collaborate to refine sustainable tapping techniques and preserve genetic diversity. Scientists sequence the Hevea genome, searching for traits that increase yield without expanding footprints. The drip, our first act, reminds us that every journey begins at the source. From the patient pulse of a rainforest tapping to the global systems that followed, rubber's story is an intertwined tale of nature's generosity and human ambition. Next, we enter the forge. Act 2, the forge. From delicate sap, we step into the roaring heart of industry, where heat, pressure, and sulfur converge in a percussive ballet. Here, giant mixers churn raw latex into uniform compounds. Massive presses stamp out sheets that shimmer under hot rollers. The discovery of vulcanization laid the foundation for a new era, propelling rubber from curiosity to cornerstone. In this realm, man-made machines amplify nature's gift, forging a material that would carry the world forward. At the core of every tire plant, mixers operate like colossal cauldrons. Raw latex meets additives such as carbon black, accelerators, and oils in precise proportions. Carbon black reinforces strength, while oils improve flexibility. The recipe varies with each application. A bicycle tire demands a different compound than an aircraft seal. Sensors monitor temperature, ensuring the mixture remains malleable. Once homogenized, the compound passes through extruders that shape it into tubes and strips, preparing it for the crucible of heat. But the industrial beast didn't emerge overnight. In stylized reenactments, we glimpse 19th century laboratories where scientists heated small batches of rubber over iron stoves. Around polished tables, they measured sulfur and latex, sketching formulas that would change the world. Meanwhile, daring botanists smuggled rubber seeds overseas, fueling colonial plantations. This secret science connected botanical espionage with chemical innovation. Each experiment brought new insights, each seed carried promise. Gradually, random trials yielded reliable methods, setting the stage for mass production. By the dawn of the 20th century, rubber's industrial appetite had grown insatiable. Factories sprang up in Malaysia, Vietnam, and Thailand, forming a belt of global production. Today, the world consumes roughly 14 million tons of natural rubber each year. The scale is staggering. Conveyor systems stretch for miles. Automated arms wrap bundles of sheets like precision surgeons. Workers oversee fleets of machinery that run day and night. Vast silos store powdered rubber, waiting to meet ever-growing demand. From the hiss of steam to the thunderous roar of rollers, the plant pulses with relentless energy. Each beat echoes the heartbeat of modern civilization, from the whistle of a train to the roar of a jet engine. Here, rubber's potential is fully realized. It transforms from a sticky fluid into the backbone of transportation, communication, and exploration. It's the silent hero in machinery, sealing gaps and cushioning shocks. Yet we rarely pause to consider the journey it endured to reach this form. In aerospace, rubber is more than a flexible material. It is a critical guardian of safety. Cis polyisoprene compounds form seals and gaskets that withstand extreme pressures and temperatures. In high-altitude cabins, they keep air sealed. In jet engines, they endure heat cycles measured in milliseconds. Major manufacturers depend on natural rubber's unique molecular structure, impossible to replicate entirely with synthetic alternatives. For military applications, Goodyear and its partners are exploring dandelion-derived rubber, hoping to secure domestic, sustainable supplies for aircraft tires. Yet in the pursuit of scale, we confront unintended consequences. Monoculture rubber plantations have replaced vast stretches of rainforest in Southeast Asia. These single-crop landscapes undermine soil health, threaten wildlife corridors, and displace rural communities. Every % increase in yield comes at the cost of biodiversity. Scientists warn that without intervention, deforestation from rubber cultivation could eclipse even soybean expansion. The conflict between industry's speed and ecology's fragility intensifies, pressing us to imagine new paradigms. As global demand surges, a tipping point nears. We cannot expand plantations indefinitely on finite land. A new conflict arises: how to feed the world's mobility needs without devouring our planet's lungs. This crisis sets the stage for Act 3, where we search for reconciliation. Our journey leaves the roaring factories behind and ascends to laboratories where innovation and hope converge. The forge gave us scale and strength. Now we forge a new alliance between industry and nature. In laboratories across Europe and North America, scientists probe an unexpected champion, the common dandelion. These humble weeds contain latex trapped within their roots. Researchers at Continental developed the urban taraxacum tire, powered by dandelion-derived rubber, winning the German Sustainability Award in 2021. Simultaneously, partnerships like Goodyear's collaboration with Farmed Materials aim to produce military-grade tire rubber domestically. These breakthroughs signal a shift from monocultures to diversified rubber economies. Imagine fields of flowering dandelions cultivated alongside native trees, creating biodiverse landscapes that yield natural rubber without clear-cutting forests. Scientists are optimizing breeding techniques to boost latex yield, while agronomists study soil health and crop rotation. Advanced filtration methods isolate high-purity cis polyisoprene, rivaling traditional sources. This emerging circular model could radically transform rubber's supply chain, aligning human ingenuity with ecological stewardship. The forge's heat and pressure yielded modern marvels. Now we forge a new alliance between industry and nature. Act 3, the velocity. We ascend from the crucibles of steel and sulfur into the fast lanes of modern life. Here, rubber embodies motion and freedom. Tires spin beneath city lights, aircraft ascend into stratospheres, and satellites rely on rubber seals. Every aspect of our mobile world depends on that rhythm, started by a simple tree. In this final act, we explore rubber's role in shaping society, the environmental stakes at hand, and the frontier of sustainable innovation. High above, in the controlled cabin of a modern airliner, rubber seals ensure passenger comfort and safety. Seals expand and contract with changing pressures, maintaining airtight cabins. In landing gear assemblies, they absorb shock and prevent fluid leaks. Without these unseen heroes, flight as we know it would be impossible. The aerospace sector pushes rubber to its limits, demanding materials that can withstand thousands of cycles without failure. Natural rubber remains a critical component, even amid synthetic competitors. Beyond transportation, rubber underlies countless everyday items: medical gloves, sterilized in hospitals, vibration isolators in bridges, seals in food packaging machines. In laboratories, oxygen-free rubber tubing channels gas and liquid reagents. The material's versatility makes it indispensable across industries. We live in a world cushioned and sealed by rubber. Yet behind every resilient gasket and shock absorber, there echoes the drumbeat of disruption, the tension between meeting demand and preserving our planet's health. Today, rubber's velocity threatens ecological balance. Monoculture plantations have contributed to deforestation, soil erosion, and greenhouse gas emissions. Indigenous communities often bear the brunt of these changes. Conservationists warn that unchecked expansion could push vulnerable species to extinction. Climate change further complicates the picture, with shifting rainfall patterns affecting latex yields. This crisis demands urgent action. We must reconsider not just the source of rubber, but our entire relationship with materials that power modern life. Amid this challenge, innovation offers a beacon of hope. Researchers are developing hybrid plantations and intercropping systems that combine Hevea with shade trees and cover crops. Advances in synthetic biology hint at engineered microbes that produce cis-polyisoprene in bioreactors. Startups experiment with reclaimed rubber from retired tires, recycling old polymers into new products. Each breakthrough brings us closer to a circular economy, where rubber never goes to waste but is continuously reborn. Building on promising dandelion rubber research, universities explore genetic mapping to enhance rubber yield per hectare. In urban labs, scientists refine solvent extraction techniques to isolate pure latex from root networks. Partnerships between agronomists and ecologists ensure that future fields of dandelions support pollinators and soil microbiomes. Meanwhile, engineers design new tire treads compatible with mixed natural synthetic rubber compounds, optimizing performance and sustainability. This synergy between biology and engineering embodies the future of materials science. In reimagining rubber's future, collaboration is key. Industry giants, startups, scientists, and indigenous stewards must co-create models that honor both production and preservation. Policymakers can incentivize sustainable practices through carbon credits and certification schemes. Consumers, too, play a role by choosing products made from responsibly sourced or alternative rubbers. Each decision reverberates through the supply chain, shaping the landscape of tomorrow. Rubber's journey from forest drip to global velocity reminds us that material innovation must go hand in hand with environmental integrity. As we near the end of our journey, we return to that first droplet on a Hevea trunk. It holds the essence of transformation, nature's simple gift that became a pillar of modern civilization. We have witnessed the drip, the forge, and the velocity. We've seen rubber's power to connect us and its potential to harm. Now, we face a pivotal choice: to allow business as usual or to champion sustainable alternatives that secure this vital material for future generations. In this journey, we've traced rubber's metamorphosis from a single drip on a rain-soaked trunk to the relentless spin of tires and the whisper-quiet seals that enable flight. We witnessed the drip, where Hevea Brasiliensis offers its milky sap to those who know how to ask respectfully. We entered the forge, where heat, sulfur, and machinery coaxed that sap into the backbone of modern industry. We rode the velocity, experiencing rubber's power to set wheels and wings in motion, while confronting the ecological dilemmas born of monocultures and deforestation. Throughout, we saw that every great marvel carries a hidden cost, and every crisis sparks opportunity. Today, visionary scientists and communities plant seeds of hope, Dandelion fields, microbial bioreactors, circular recycling, and biodiverse plantations. These initiatives remind us that transformation is never one way. We can design a future where rubber's white gold sustains both people and planet. The next step is ours to take. Explore and support alternative rubber sources like dandelion rubber.